Hey, what's up, YouTube? Philly Sports 76. I'm gonna do a post trade deadline recap. I did this for the draft, and since it was such a big trade deadline, I figured I'd make another video, kind of recapping it and what my thoughts were. A reactionary video. Um, so, um, just to start out right away, I did not see the MCW trade coming at all. I was shocked and pretty angry. I didn't agree with the trade at first. I still, to an extent, I still really don't. But I'll get into that. I didn't like the MCW trade, and I didn't like the KJ McDaniels trade. But I decided to wait a day to make the video just to kind of process everything, hear what Sam Hinkie had to say as the reasoning behind the deals, and kind of put together my own thesis as to what happened, rather than just react as an angry fan. Um, so anyway, basically, the Sixers came out with a new campaign the day before this deadline, saying this starts now with MCW, Nerlens, and Joel Embiid on the cover of it. And then this happens, and it's totally confused. Like, it totally confused me, and I'm sure it confused everybody. Um, there's a lot of knocks on MCW. To me, he's still. I mean, we got him with the 11th pick. He was a steal. He turned out to be the rookie of the year. I understand it was a bad class, and his numbers might have been inflated on a bad team. But I still think, like, if you get that steal with the 11th pick, I don't understand why trade him? Why give up on him so soon? And you could say, well, his jump shot didn't improve. He has a bad jump shot, whatever. You knew he had a bad jump shot drafting him, and he had shoulder surgery in the off season, so he couldn't work on it this off season to improve for this year. So I don't understand if that's the reason why we gave up on him so soon. I know that Hinkie and obviously Brett Brown. I don't know where Brett Brown stands on this trade, if he had any part in what happened, but obviously they didn't see MCW as the guy they thought he was going to be. I always thought that having a 6'6" point guard who could handle. I mean, he turns the ball over a lot, but also look who's around him. He shoots the ball a lot, but also look who's around him. So I thought that having MCW 6'6", and then Nerlens and Joel and Sarge and whoever we get out of this draft, I thought like this team is going to be huge, and they're going to be able to rebound. They'll be able to play well against other teams, and MCW was a good defender. Same with KJ. I know KJ's jump shot was struggling, but I mean, you can't give up on a rookie, halfway into their season, their rookie season. So I still don't get it. But at the moment, I don't think it was a good trade. But we can't really say anything until the draft, until we see who we get with that draft pick. Because obviously there's potential that the guy we draft is better than MCW. There's always potential for that. Every person is replaceable, but I just don't think that he was necessarily expendable at the moment. I felt like there was other pieces that we needed, like a shooter, and I mean, we already had a point guard, but apparently the Sixers saw that they were going towards mediocrity again, and they didn't like that, and I guess blew it up. As far as the pick itself, I doubt it'll be this year, because I think the Lakers will be in the top 5 in the lottery, especially since I'm of the opinion that the NBA is a little bit rigged when it comes to the draft. The Lakers obviously will be at the top of the draft. With them and New York, I guarantee they'll be the 1 and 2 picks. So we probably won't get it this year, and next year we'll see. But the fact is, it's a high lottery pick. Most likely, it's going to be a high lottery pick, and yeah, there's good potential that we get. I mean, if it does come down to this year, we have possibly 2 top 10 picks, and like, I don't even know, 3 first rounders, which would be pretty crazy. To have 8 picks in this draft. But so on to the KJ trade. Anyway, I wish MCW the best of luck in Milwaukee. I'll definitely be at the Sixers-Bucks game at the end of the year. and I'll be giving him a standing ovation because I thought that he really won fans over, winning the Rookie of the Year, and just being a team leader on a bad team and trying to embrace the process, or that's what he was trying to do. So, whatever. On to KJ. I did not like that trade at all. I thought, like, we got a steal in the second round. Why are we trading him for another second round pick and Isaiah Cannon? I do like Isaiah Cannon. And real quick to go back to the MCW trade, I thought we were going to get Isaiah Thomas, and that's what the reports were, and somehow that didn't happen. If I had to ask Sam Hinkie a question, I would ask him, how did we not, like, what happened with that? Because I thought, all right, at least we got Isaiah Thomas. That's a good consolation. Him and Tony Roten are boys, so whatever. So on to Isaiah Cannon. I like his game, the little that you get to see from it in Houston. I think he'll do well here. They're crafting him to be a pick-and-roll point guard, and that's what he is. And obviously, you can see Joel Embiid's jump shot in pregame warm-ups. If you can imagine a good pick-and-roll point guard with Joel Embiid, that'd be pretty sick. I don't know too much about Emmanuel Mudiay. If he's a pick-and-roll guard, I have to look into that more, but that's probably, I would assume with Nerlens and Joel that the Sixers are going to take a point guard in this draft high. But that remains to be seen. That's another topic for another day. But I also wish KJ the best of luck. I have a theory. This kind of like makes me feel a little bit better. That gives me hope that since KJ's a free agent at the end of the year, that Sam Hinkie's just going to sign him anyway. Might have to overpay for him, but if Hinkie was able to trade KJ for 2 players and then at the end of the year only lose him for half the season and then get him back, that'd be pretty genius. I do like what Sam Hinkie does for the most part, and my only complaint is that I feel like he's too paranoid. Like you got to give this stuff a little bit more time than what he's given it, especially with MCW. I feel like he's overthinking it. I like what he does with the picks that he makes, and I understand the process. I understand the plan, but I think that MCW and Nerlens and Joel, I thought that was going to work, honestly. But it remains to be seen what we get out of the next coming draft. As far as the rest of the league, and the JaVale McGee trade for the Sixers, I like that. We didn't give up anything, and we got Chukwueze Debre Maduabum. It was funny because when he got drafted back in whenever, I was like laughing at his name. But if you watch tape on him, there's not a lot on it, but he's a pretty good shot blocker. And we got JaVale and another number 1 pick, so that was pretty good. We just didn't do anything, just took his money. Anyway, as far as the rest of the league, the winners of the draft, of the deadline, I thought were definitely the Heat and the Thunder. The Thunder, I always was complaining about how bad their bench is and that they'll never win a championship because they don't have any depth. Well, they added that with Cantor and at least another shooter with Steve Novak. So they might contend. They might be able to contend back in the West. As far as the Heat, Chris Bosh being hospitalized, that remains to be seen, but they also added themselves into the conversation. A couple other moves. The Suns, I was really shocked by what they did, trading Isaiah Thomas and Goran Dragic, and pretty much, I don't even know what they got. They got Danny Granger, Marcus Thornton, Brandon Knight. Brandon Knight's a good addition. But, yeah, a little bit of questionable stuff there. Not too sure what their plan is. I like what the Blazers did, getting Aaron Aflalo. What else? The Bucks, I look forward to seeing them. I want to look forward to see how MCW does with them. But other than that, I'm not really seeing any other big trades. I'll talk about this real quick. The Timberwolves. If I was a Timberwolves fan, and if you're a Timberwolves fan, please let me know how you feel. But I would be so mad at my ownership or my GM for trading Thaddeus Young for Kevin Garnett. I don't care about any nostalgia or whatever. Allen Iverson coming back for one day is not gonna make me not going to make my team better next year. KG is not going to help this team just because it puts a couple fans in the seats in negative 20-degree weather, people that don't want to leave their house to go to a basketball game. It's like to watch a bad team, and now you get. Honestly, I think they get even worse. But whatever. You trade a first-round pick for Thaddeus Young, and then you trade Thaddeus Young halfway into the season for Kevin Garnett, who's going to play at most 2 years. That was ridiculous. I don't know what they're thinking out there, and they're obviously they're in a worse rebuild than us because we would never do that. We would never trade back for Allen Iverson or something like that. But anyway, that's basically it. Don't know if we'll ever win another game this season. I don't see that happening, honestly. But I look forward to seeing Isaiah Cannon play, and more draft picks to look forward to. But so whatever, this starts now, and I'll see you for the second half of the season. Good luck getting autographs, and good luck to your team.